right, so now, like I said, Butch has got his name. He's got a little start in the outlaw business. He takes off for Telluride. He gets over there, and it's a boom town. It's a mining town, and there's a lot of match racing, horse racing going on in there. What the miners do for fun. You know, they get drunk at the end of the day, or at the end of the month when they got money, and they come to town and drink and bet on horses. Well, Butch was his whole life, he was a really good horseman. He's a cowboy, and he worked, he had good horses, and he worked different ranches, but he's always a good rider. And so when he was there, he was one of the favorite jockeys because he was fair and he was honest. They trusted him, and he was a good rider. He'd make their horses win. So anyway, Butch runs across the guy over there named Matt Warner, who's a lot like Butch. He was from Utah, raised by Mormon pioneers, got drunk at a dance and stabbed the guy, thought he killed him, and so he took off for Telluride on the run from the law. Matt Warner had an uncle, named Tom McCarty, who used to live, there's the old Lost McCarty Trail over here in Kingston. They were kind of lower echelon outlaws, cattle thieves and horse thieves and stuff. Well, Tom and Matt got Butch to come in with them. In 1888, they decided and they planned to rob the San Miguel National Bank in Telluride, Colorado. This is all documented. They ride up to the bank. They planned it out for like a month. And I'm sure Tom had most of the planning because Butch had never robbed the bank. They ride up to the bank. Tom stays on his horse in the middle. Matt gets off. Butch gets off and leaves their horses. Tom holding them and watching the street. They go inside the bank. Matt pulls his gun on the teller. Butch goes around and gets all the money. As they're walking away, they tell him to stay behind the counter like your life depends on it. They went outside and got on their horses. The teller came out from around the counter. They threw a couple of shots at his feet. Butch's horse bucked his hat off. If it had bucked him off, you'd have never heard of Butch Cassidy. They'd have shot him dead or put him in prison. But they rode out of that town in 1888 with $33,000. And Butch was hooked. Money in 1888.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I'm sure that Tom did was he knew, because he was the more seasoned outlaw, he knew that a horse can't run through this country but about 15 miles and he's give out. I mean, run hard. And so he staged horses like the Pony Express every 15 miles on their escape route. Had a guy up holding 3 horses on water the night before, paid him. He also, I'm not sure which one did this, but one of them, they paid the sheriff to be out of town until noon. Said, we'll leave your money in the crook of the tree at this Y. So they run out of town. You've got the under deputies and townspeople trying to form a posse. Butch and Matt and Tom get to the first chains of horses, and there ain't no way you can catch him after that, because your horses are done in and his horses are fresh.